On Friday, the 20th of March, MF Pro kicks off with an absolute banger. One of Belfast's own returns home. Mick Conlan takes on Kevin Walsh, the undefeated powerhouse who's looking to take his opportunity with both hands. Who goes on to get that world title shot? There's only one way to find out. This is the face-off. Let's welcome the fighters. Mick, Kev, if you want to join us round the table. Just come from the first face-off of the week. The first time you've come face-to-face, you've looked into each other's eyes. Start off with you, Mick. When you looked in there, what did you see?
I seen a guy looking back at me. That was all I see.
What did you say to him?
I says, "Hello, Kevin. Nice to meet you. I look forward to dancing."
Kevin?
Yeah, I said, thank you for the opportunity. Excited about it, you know? Pretty much it.
How much are you looking forward to taking this opportunity on Friday night?
Words can't explain how excited I am and how much I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I know Mike's a beast and Mick's a beast, and I'm ready for war.
Ready for war. He comes possessing a lot of power, 10 KOs out of his 19 wins, and he's knocked down all but one of your opponents in the pro ranks.
Correct.
Kevin, so something to be a little bit wary of on Friday?
Of course, doesn't anybody get in there with you have a chance to hurt you and put you on the floor, so you got to be very aware. I'm aware of all of it. Kevin, but I've seen him, he looks a good fighter, looks dangerous at times, but there's gaps of experience, gaps of skill, and I'll show that on fighting.
Gaps in experience, gaps in your skill, Kevin. Do you agree with that?
There's definitely gaps in experience, but with me and Mick at this point in his career, in my career, he's going to find out that there's not many gaps right there.
Let's talk about experience then. Mick, it's fair to say you've been there, seen it, done it. You've done all that is to be done in boxing, apart from that one elusive world title, which is hanging there for later on in the year. Callis Howland went on TalkSport today, said potentially penciled MSG date in October. Yep. You're looking to kind of throw away this script, rip it up, and change your career and change your life on Friday night, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. It's like a dream come true, for sure, but it won't be until I take him out.
Is there any danger that Mick is too experienced for you?
Danger, of course, there's danger. It's boxing, it's fighting. He's trying to take my head off. I'm trying to take his head off. There's always danger, brain injury, all that shit, but I'm ready for war.
9 years ago today, you made your debut, Mick.
Yeah.
Gone quick?
Blink of an eye.
What was you doing 9 years ago, Kevin?
9 years ago, I stepped into the gym probably 11 years ago, so I was training as an amateur, but I always had my eyes on the prize, and I knew this day would come, and here we are now.
Let's talk about the Irish connection for you, Kevin. You have Irish family, right? Coming over, yeah?
Absolutely.
Where's the link there?
Well, I am Irish. My father's Irish. And
you look more Puerto Rican, if I'm going to be honest.
Everybody says that, brother. You're not the first one to say that.
I thought you were Puerto Rican when I first seen you. I knew the name was Irish, but you look Puerto Rican.
Yeah, my mother's Indonesian and Dutch, and my father was Irish. God rest his soul. Passed away when I was 17, and he's a big part of my career, a big part of my journey. He's the reason why I go so hard, and it's just I have a lot of Irish people that back me because I rep my Irish side really hard.
Are you treating this as a battle of the Irish on Friday night, Mick?
No. To me, Kevin is an American with Irish roots. I respect it, and I respect everything about him. I know his journey, I know his history. He has an Irish father, fantastic. Big respect to that, 100%. I don't criticize him. I have a lot of Irish American fans, so he's as Irish as he wants to be, but on Friday night, I will win.
Kevin, if you don't mind, we're going to delve into your past a little bit and your transformation and how you've turned your life around and used boxing as a big way in enhancing that. For the people who doesn't know, and maybe Mick don't either, what is your background?
I had a tough background, as I heard Mick had a tough background. I grew up in the streets of Brockton. You know, I started looking up to the wrong people, especially after my dad passed away. I went left a little bit, got incarcerated, did a little bit of jail time here and there. And, you know, then I was facing a big sentence. And while I was sitting in that jail cell, I thought to myself, what should I do? What could I do to change my life? And I felt like I wasn't the brightest bulb out of the pack. So fighting was always my thing. And I always loved fighting since I was a little kid. So I figured I'd go step into the boxing gym and make my dreams come true one day. And, you know, I've always had my eyes on the prize, so I knew this day would come.
Slightly different to your rise. Mick obviously travelled the world as an amateur. You fought all over the world as a pro. You made your debut at Madison Square Garden. You're used to this. You're used to these big stages. Could that play a big difference on Friday night? This is new for you, Kevin. This is your first big opportunity to step out, come over to Northern Ireland, come over to Belfast. As I said, rip up that script. But is that going to be a bit of a game changer for you on Friday?
Who knows? You know, Kevin has his dreams and, you know, he wants to do what he wants to do. So, you know, the big stage isn't for everybody. It's the truth. But, you know, he's hungry. I respect him. I love what he's done. You know, he's changed his life around. And you got to respect a man like that. You know, someone who can change their life from being on the streets and getting involved in crime to push into boxing. That's why boxing's a beautiful sport, because anybody can involved and anybody can change their life around. So I respect it. But my job is to keep him dreaming. And that's what I will do.
Are you going to make this dream a reality?
Of course I am. Of course I am. I've been doing it. And I know that Mick's got a lot of experience. He's been on the big stage quite a few times. And this may be my first time on a bigger stage, but I feel like I've already been on a big stage. I've been fighting at casinos, packed houses.
It
is to me.
No,
it is to me.
Exactly.
Mate.
That's why you'll.
What's the difference then, Mick?
You know, you've got a full arena shouting, going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's different.
Yeah.
And you know, this is the first time I think he's been out of the States. As you says, I've travelled the world fighting. It's completely different. He's hungry. I get it. I understand his position. But Friday night I will show levels to boxing. Complete levels.
Whilst the Irish roots are clearly there, Kevin, you are prepared for a very hostile environment on Friday night. There's going to be thousands of Conlan fans.
Absolutely.
You're going to relish this?
Relish. I am embracing it right now. I love this, you know, but like I said, I knew this day would come. I've been preparing for this day. You know, people ask me, how long have I been preparing for this fight? Not 2 months, not 3 months, no, 11 years, my whole life. I've been preparing for this fight. I've been through trials, tribulations. I've been hungry, you know, and, you know, this is my time. Mick's a hell of a fighter, you know, and I understand that. But I'm a different type of fighter, you know, and I'm hungry. And I'm going to prove March 20th that I'm the real deal.
There's clearly a carrot being dangled there for you, Mick, with Bruce Shoo Carrington in October, that WBC featherweight title. I know the international was on the line on Friday night. When that's being spoken about, when that's being mentioned, when people are talking about it, is there a danger in your mind, Kevin, that Mick could be overlooking you and thinking about this big fight?
Of course. I mean, you can call it what you want to, but I truly feel like he's overlooking me, you know. But we will see, you know.
That's one thing we've experienced.
Yeah.
I never overlook.
Good man.
I have trained stringently for you.
Yeah. Good man. Good man.
I am ready.
Good man. I love it, baby. I love it because I'm more than ready.
Good.
I'm more than ready.
11 years, you said, yeah?
11 years.
Boxing.
27. The time's up.
27 years. It's never
Time's up.
It's never up.
Time's up, Mick.
It's never up.
We'll see.
We will.
Mick, how do you imagine this fight playing out on Friday night?
It's a masterclass. It's a masterclass.
You've had your 2 comeback fights on the comeback trail since the Jordan Gill fight. What are the levels of improvement? Are you still improving in the gym?
Of course. I'm boxing at 27 years. I improve every day. I'm learning every day. A fighter who stops learning in boxing is done. I'm always learning. Under Grant Smith, in the new gym in Sheffield, it's been fantastic. You know, I feel great. I feel like I'm back to myself. And I've got that hunger to be a world champion. You know, not just to beat someone in front of me, to be a world champion. That means handling this business and doing it in a nice way.
When you look on your record and you do see the stoppage defeats next to your name, obviously don't want to go back to the Leewood fight, but it weren't nice things to see, and it obviously wasn't nice for you, Mick. And you look at the power that it looks like Kevin possesses.
Yeah.
Do you think he might be thinking he will steamroll you? He can knock you out.
This is what Kevin thinks. Kevin thinks he's going to come in and take me out because, you know, my 3 losses have been by stoppage. And yeah, listen, you know, is he vulnerable? Whatever you want to say, but there's a difference. You know, I've been in there with world-class operators. Defeats are against world champions. The level of opponents Kevin has faced. He has 10 knockouts. I have 20 wins, 10 knockouts as well. You know, people could be going, oh, fuck, he's a dangerous puncher, but, you know, who knows? We'll see when we get in there. And I respect him. But it goes out the window on fight night. And after, I'll shake your hand.
Amen.
After, if you want to have a pint, we have a pint, no problem.
Love it.
11 years. It all leads to Friday night at the SSE Arena in Belfast for you, Kevin. When you close your eyes at night, dream of that squared circle, how is this going to play out?
Knockout, for sure. Yep, a knockout, man. But at the end of the day, I hope that me and Mick get to go home to our family safe and sound. I know that I punch with bad intentions, but I don't just punch. I can move, I can stick, I can do it all, and I can dance. And I'll be ready for war as soon as that bell rings.
On Saturday morning, are people going to be talking about you in potential world title fights next year?
Absolutely, of course. Maybe even this year, maybe right after this. Who knows? We'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to a hell of a fight either way.
Okay, gents, thank you very much. Last thing from both of you, I just want to get you to give your opponents a message. I know you'll be seeing each other at the press conference tomorrow and at the weigh-in, but a lasting message before you do step in the ring and lay it all on the line on Friday night. I'll start with you, Kevin.
Well, Mick, I've been a fan of you for a while, my man, you know, as you've heard. But it's my time, my man, it's my time. And I know you believe in yourself, and I respect that. But like I said, it's my time, and there's only one king. You're looking at him, baby.
I thought it was King Conlan Walsh.
No, it's King Kevin Walsh.
Conlan Walsh was the original King of Walsh, was he? I think so, I don't know.
Fought
but my
your
message to Kevin is, I respect you. I loved what you says about going home to our families healthy. I respect that. That's something I do. I make sure I pray to God before I fight every time. Not asking for a win, asking to make sure me and my opponent arrive out of this fight safely. But on Friday night, I'm going to take you to school.
Beautiful. We'll see, baby. We'll see.
We will.
Yeah, we will.
Can we get a handshake, 100%. Gentlemen? Well, there we have it. The respect is clearly there, but no doubt these two will entertain at a maximum Friday night, live on DAZN from 7 p.m. MF Pro's inaugural event. Don't blink, don't miss it. It's going to be a cracker.